So you've booked yourself an engagement photo shoot and you're really excited, but how do you fully prepare so that you make the absolute most out of the session? Let's talk about it. Welcome back, my loves, to the Curated Wedding. I'm Nazlee and I run an award-winning wedding venue where we have hosted hundreds of beautiful wedding days. I've also recently gotten married myself, so I'll be unveiling all my insider secrets and top tips from both sides of the aisle so that we can discuss the art of a curated wedding. So if you're interested, hit the subscribe button as well as the bell to be notified of my weekly wedding tips so you don't miss a thing. Today we're going to discuss 9 tips that you need to consider before you have your engagement photo shoot to ensure that you make the absolute most out of the session and end up with photos that you really love. And stick with me to the end for a gift that will make it all a lot simpler. Now let's get into it. Number 1 is to discuss photography style. I'd say the best way to start planning your engagement photo shoot is to have a look at some images online, perhaps Pinterest or on Instagram, and put together a folder of a few couple images that you really love, either because of the background that they're in or the couple's poses in it. This is the best thing to send over to your photographer to really give them a sense of what you're looking to recreate and the look that you're trying to achieve. Whether it's more candid shots or more formal or a mix of the two, it's a really great way to make sure that you're all on the same page, trying to capture the essence of your relationship in a way that makes sense to you. The photography style is going to make the biggest difference to your photos, so this is one way you can be completely open with your photographer and ask their advice as well. If there's anything that you're worried about or any insecurities that you might have, perhaps you have a favorite side that you'd like to be photographed or anything like that, you can share it with your photographer so that they will know best how to photograph you in a way that you're going to love and feel really comfortable with on the day. Think about if you'd like some photos of details as well, such as your ring or anything else sentimental. Most photographers will take a few photos of your ring anyway, but if there's something really particular that you'd love to have captured, now is the time to discuss it with them. Number 2 is to choose your location. This is a big one, as this will really set the tone for your engagement photo shoots, and it's a chance to show your personalities and interests. So consider choosing a location that really reflects this. If you're both nature lovers, consider shooting in a beautiful outdoor setting. If you're both city dwellers, you can choose a more urban location. You can really think outside the box here too and choose somewhere that's really sentimental to you. Think of where you first met or had your first date. The location can set such a personal touch to your photos. We chose to have our engagement shoot in the same place as I was proposed to. So for us, this was a really sentimental location, and it was so exciting going back to that exact same spot together. Actually, side note, on the day that I got engaged, I found out that my husband wanted to propose to me in a completely different part of the garden. He told me this later, but he couldn't propose to me there because when we arrived, there was a bridal photo shoot taking place there. An actual model was wearing a wedding dress and having photos taken in that specific spot. So when it came to the photo shoot, it was really lovely to have photos taken in the part of the garden where I did actually get engaged, but also in the gorgeous, gorgeous part where he'd actually planned it. So just a note to anyone proposing in an area that's accessible to the public that there may be unforeseen circumstances, just as there was for us, and you might just have to play it cool and roll with the punches. Now, another element to consider when it comes to your location is the feel of the images overall. Have a look through your inspiration images that you've pulled together and look at where those are set. If the photos that you love are all urban street style photos, for example, please do not choose any kind of natural locations hoping to get a similar result, because you just won't, and vice versa, of course, when it comes to natural locations. Another big consideration is, of course, the weather. So if you're planning for an outdoor photo shoot, you'll need to think of a wet weather plan B that's close by and that you love just as much. So make sure that you're choosing a location that will create the perfect setting for your ideal photos. Number 3 is time of day. The time of day will play a big part in the feel of your photo shoot, depending on your location, particularly if we're looking at an outdoor location. Now, if it's an indoor location, it might not be as important, but if it's an outdoor location, it'll play a really big part. This is another thing which you can discuss with your photographer to work together in finding the absolute best time that suits you and the look that you're going for. Golden hour, which is the time just before sunset, often provides this really soft, warm lighting that is really flattering for photos. So if you like that sort of look and the timings work for you, then this will give you a really romantic atmosphere for your photos. Now, number 4 is to plan your outfits. Your outfits will play a really big role in the overall look and feel of your engagement photo shoot. So take some time to plan some looks that you like carefully. Choose clothing that reflects your personal style as well as appropriate for the location of your photo shoot. You can also coordinate your outfits to create a more cohesive look. Now, this doesn't mean matching perfectly, but more so complementing each other in terms of style and color. You are going to be stood next to each other in all the photos after all. The last thing you're going to want is to be dressed really formally if your partner is choosing to wear something really casual. The outfits just wouldn't balance each other. So ultimately, you can be dressed up, you can be dressed down, just make sure that you feel comfortable and you feel like yourselves. If you want to save the white dress for the wedding, you can absolutely have fun with different colours. I've seen stunning shoots of the bride and groom both in black, for example. Or if you do want to wear white, you can try something a little more casual perhaps. I chose to wear a white dress, but it wasn't really a bridal style, it was a bit more casual, so that's an option too. If you have bought something new to wear for this photo shoot, definitely try it on and wear it around the house just to make sure that you feel good in it. If you're wearing a dress, think about the shape of the skirt. Now, a longer flowy skirt will billow in the wind and actually look really effective in your photos. However, a shorter skirt is going to give you a lot less to play with, but it might actually feel more comfortable for you. This is a big one. Think of underwear and make sure that it's something that works with your outfit. Try it on all together, have a look in the mirror and make sure that everything stays where it's supposed to and it isn't visible through your clothing. Also consider your footwear. Please wear something comfortable that you can walk around in. This will be really key on the day because you may be stood or walking around in these shoes for hours and you don't want to look or feel uncomfortable. Think of the season that your photos will be taken in. You don't want to be too hot or too cold because that will come through in your photos as well. So make sure that you're comfortable and really relaxed. You can also bring another outfit option with you if you'd like to vary the looks of your photos, but only consider this if it'll be something that's really quick and easy to change into, as you might not have a lot of time. You're going to have to carry both of these outfits in with you, and it might also be difficult to find somewhere to change in at the location. So this is one to definitely check in advance. If you are planning a second outfit, don't forget matching shoes, matching accessories, all of these things to create the whole look. But I would speak to your photographer first if this is something you're thinking about. Number 5 is to think of poses. If you're nervous about posing together in front of the camera, this is your chance to take a moment and have a look through your inspiration images to get a sense of how the couples are standing together or interacting, and if there are any poses that you really love that you'd love to recreate. Now, this isn't one that you need to spend a great deal of time on. Generally, standing up straight with your shoulders back will get you most of the way there, I promise. And your photographer will be an absolute pro at directing you on the day. They'll have so much experience with couples and helping you create those really romantic images. So this isn't something you need to worry about at all. It's purely for you to spend a little bit of time looking through to get a sense of everything. I'm going to link 2 videos in the description box below that are created by photographers and will give you an idea of what it's like almost behind the scenes of an engagement shoot, so give you an idea of what to expect and the sorts of poses that you might consider. I found these to be quite helpful when I was planning for my own engagement shoot, so I hope they're helpful for you as well. Number 6 is to get a manicure. Your hands are going to be the focal point of so many of the shots in your engagement photo shoot. Your photographer will most likely get some photos to capture your engagement ring. So make sure that your hands are close up ready. Now, this isn't for everyone, and of course it doesn't have to be, you know, a manicure specifically, but just take some time to do whatever you need to do for your hands to look and feel their best, because you are going to be showing that ring off in so many of your photos. I've mentioned this before, but when it comes to choosing your nail color, don't feel obliged to go with anything nude or neutral just because you feel that it's bridal. Choose something that you really love and something that you feel suits you well. The most important thing is that you feel comfortable and you feel like yourself. That's not to say that you can't do something different if you'd like to, but do your own version of bridal, whatever makes you feel the most special and the most comfortable. Number 7 is to clean your ring. Now, if you haven't been engaged very long, this might be the first time that you're cleaning your ring, and it probably won't need a lot, but it's important to make sure to give it that extra sparkle before your photo shoot. Over time, daily wear can lead to oils and debris on the surface of the ring, just diminishing that shine a little bit. I'm constantly putting on hand cream, so I know that I'm guilty of this already. But just take a little bit of time to clean your ring before your photo shoot. My jewellers explained that the best way to clean my ring is with a baby toothbrush and dish soap, and just brush all over the ring, including underneath the setting. That's quite important. Really, really gently before rinsing thoroughly with water and drying. So this covers most rings, but if you're not sure how best to clean your ring, you can always ask your jeweller to make certain that you're looking after the stone as best as you can. The sparkle of a well-maintained ring will become the focal point and add an extra layer of charm to these gorgeous engagement photos that you'll have. Number 8 is beauty treatments. If you're looking to get any beauty treatments done before your engagement shoot, now is the time to book them in. Think about any treatments that you might like and anything that will make you look and feel your absolute best. If you have any treatments regularly, you can always try and schedule your next appointment so it's a little bit closer to your engagement shoot date. So that will save you booking something specially. If you can, try and avoid any treatments that you haven't had before, and speak to professionals about recovery time afterwards if you're thinking of a really intrusive facial or anything else like that. Gentlemen, of course, you can start thinking about haircuts, beard trims, anything that makes you feel a little bit more groomed. Now is the time for it. And number 9 is to consider props and pets. I'm putting these two together because this is of course an extra. You don't need either of these things to have an amazing engagement photo shoot. I actually didn't have either of them. However, if you would like to include any special props that are meaningful to you, or have your pets join you for some of the photos, this is something that you can discuss with your photographer. What would be most helpful is to send them some images of how you would like to style your prop or how you'd like to pose with your pets. This will give them an idea of the sort of thing that you're looking to recreate. Make sure you have your props organized with you in the bag that you're going to bring on the day, and make sure that you have it all ready when you need it. You don't want to be spending too much time rummaging around in your bag in the middle of your photo shoot. As with pets, I would advise that you bring someone else with you who can look after them when you're finished taking your photos together, so that you can carry on with your couple shoot, rest assured that they are being really well looked after. Now, if you take these tips into account, I am sure that you will have an amazing engagement photo shoot where you'll feel your best self, relax throughout the day, and love the photos that you're left with. To make it all a little simpler for you, I've made a complete checklist which covers everything we've gone through in this video and so much more to make sure that you don't miss a thing when it comes to this occasion. You can download it on the link in the description box below, completely free. Now, if you're still unsure whether an engagement photo shoot is for you, I have just the video for you, and I'll link it in the description box below, where we'll go through why I think you should have one, especially if you are super nervous. Now that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed going through the ultimate preparation tips for your engagement shoot, and I hope you're looking forward to the big day. I know that for me, it was definitely one of my favorite memories and what got the wedding journey started, and I hope it'll be exactly the same for you. If you enjoyed watching and it was helpful, please give this video a like. It would mean so much, and leave me a comment down below if you've got your own engagement photo shoot coming up soon. I'd love to hear all about it and all about your planning. See you next time, and happy planning!